So I hope there's not too much of an echo right now. It only took me like 5 minutes to come up with a thumbnail for this. Okay, so hello, how are you? Guess what? Do you know how many dispute methods there are? There's actually like 5. There's 5, but you should only be using 1. Now, if you are using online disputes, you need to stop like right now, right this moment. You know why? Well, it's pretty simple and straightforward. You're giving up your rights. Should you be using templates? No, you shouldn't be using templates. Why? Because there's 68 million people with bad credit. It's not as simple as sending out one dispute letter. So what should you be using when you send out your disputes? And I'm only talking about to the credit bureaus. I'm not talking about to the collectors or the creditors. That's a different video, different live for another day, okay? I'm only talking about disputing directly with the bureaus. Well, the answer to this, and it's 2 parts, it should either be Metro 2 or it should be factual disputes. Now, why? Why would we want to use factual disputes? If you just look at the name, and I'm not trying to be facetious here, like I'm being totally like 100% legit. Factual. It means you're taking the information directly from the credit report. If you're using any other method, if you're doing anything else, you need to stop right now. Like, look at me here. Like, have a conversation with me right here. Right now, you need to stop. If you want to remove collections and charts and repos, all that kind of stuff, that is what I do. This is the information that I share, but I take time out of my life. Actually, right now, I took time out of my client files to share this information with you because I'm seeing a ton of comments that are still saying, you know, I'm using templates or I disputed online and now I'm stuck and I don't know what to do. What you need to do is do something totally and completely different. If you go and you look at the Metro 2 training to the bureaus, it says inaccuracy. So if we're using anything else, unverified, incomplete, those things are not going to remove the stuff from your credit report. This is unverified, therefore you need to remove it, is not going to force them to do anything. And guess what? Right now is the time that you actually have to force, and yes, I'm using air quotes here, you have to force the bureaus to do their job. Why? Well, that's kind of a different story for a different day, but it's pretty simple. So sorry if I hit my mic, but when the pandemic happened, there were millions and millions and millions of consumers that stopped paying for their auto loans, their mortgages, everything else that they had to pay for. It was actually a historical all-time high, like ever recorded, that people stopped paying for their mortgages, right? So now all those people, those extra people on top of the 60 some odd million people that had bad credit already, now had bad credit or started to have bad credit. So now you have all of these people submitting these additional disputes to the bureaus, and they didn't have systems in place and still cannot deal with any of that. So when you're sending a template, it automatically goes into their system. It's automatically accurate because they have a system that reads these. But when you are sending out a factual letter, taking the actual information directly from the credit report, guess what? Guess what? You're giving yourself the best possible chance to get these things off because you're using their information. So while I don't want to sound like a broken record, nobody wants to hear the same crap over and over and over again. I was actually going to have a different topic on increasing your credit scores. You really kind of need to understand this stuff so that you can go and remove these things. Now, is it easy to remove a charge-off? No. Is it easy to remove a receipt? No. Is it easy to remove a repossession? No. But is it possible? Yes. And it's possible because of these laws that are in the FCRA and the FDCPA and the FCBA, right? So on and so forth, all these different laws. Now, your question probably is, how does that correlate with factual disputes when you're not saying any of these laws, right? We're not saying anywhere, pursuant to this law or pursuant to that law, you're required to blah, blah, blah. No, we are not doing that. We are taking the facts from the credit report, like 3 different dates, 3 different balances, 3 different past dues, 3 different blah, 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 or even 2, or even 1 reporting, and it is backed by these laws that we know about, and we support our argument with these facts. delete this account for inaccuracy because justifier, right? We talked about this yesterday, and the day before that, 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 right? Because the date last active, date last paid, notice of dispute, blah, 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 is inaccurate, in violation, blah, 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 and you take those facts to support your argument, right? Now, you can't just take anything. You can't just say that anything is inaccurate. It doesn't work like that. Just because there's an inaccuracy doesn't mean that it's the right thing to dispute. You shouldn't be disputing the open date. You shouldn't be disputing the past dues unless they're 100% inaccurate. You shouldn't be disputing these things unless you know for a fact that they're at the top of the hierarchy and that you're using the biggest guns, those cannons. You're going to war with cannons. You're not going in with squirt guns and going, pew, 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 right? You don't want to do that. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to literally tear apart your accounts. Look at your account on Identity IQ, on Smart Credit, on My Score IQ, and tear the whole thing apart. This is inaccurate, this is inaccurate, this is inaccurate, this is inaccurate, right? And when you put it all into a chart from the video that I put up yesterday, where it shows you how to use the Agero formula that I used to remove, as I mentioned yesterday, 20,000 negative items in 2020 and 23,000 in 2021, you're going to create a dispute reason that gets results virtually every single time. So could I have called this something totally different? Yes, but when you're using factual disputes, and I'm purposely saying this multiple times, in the credit sweep method and process, you are eventually going to get heard because your disputes are going to stand out. It's not going to say pursuant to some law that has nothing to do with what you're disputing, you need to remove this stuff. Now, it's okay if you don't know how to do this stuff. Like, I didn't just wake up one day and say, oh my God, I'm an expert, I'm certified, I have a PhD. No, dude, it took me a long time and a lot of failures and a lot of testing and a lot of trials and a lot of just not getting results to be able to get the results that I get for my clients. So what you want to do is when you send out that letter, you have to make sure that it is written the right way. That eventually that letter, when you send it out again and again and again with different disputes and different reasons and different texts, is going to finally get heard by the right machine, code, whatever, and you will be able to remove these things. Is it going to be on the first time? Probably not, especially if it's a repossession or a charge-off or, late payments. But when you are consistent and you are persistent, those things will come off, okay? So you need to, and I'm gonna stop rambling here, but you need to stop believing these courses and these people and these gurus and all that kind of stuff that say, hey, guess what? 14 days, we're gonna remove everything. No, dude, why are you only on YouTube? Like, did you meet the president? You meet the president? Like, is there a picture? Can I see the picture? Like, that would be like curing cancer or coming up with some, radical thing that the entire country needs, right? Like, again, 68 million people with bad credit, okay? 68 million out of the 270 scorable consumers, okay? That's a really, really, really high number. So why don't we just take, I'm just gonna quit my job, dude. I love what I do, but I invest a lot of hours and a lot of everything into my clients. So if all I have to do is send out a letter to get results in 14 days or 30 days or 60 days or 90 days and that's it, number one, I'd be a millionaire. And number two, I'd quit my job, or maybe ultimately number three, I would just start sending out those same letters. But guess what? It doesn't work like that. And when I learned incorrectly how to do this before I correctly taught myself how to do this, I also sent out templates. I was also that a-hole that was sending out, pursuant to section 609, 1681 states that you're required to go, no. Dude, guess what? I had a 30% deletion rate, okay? Now it's above 80%. Speaking of which, if you want to see if I can fix your credit and get you a credit score, then normally there's something at the top of the screen, but considering you're live, I don't have it there. So you can go to my740.com, my740.com, and I will see if I can do a credit sweep for you. But having said that, this is not going to be easy. It is going to take some time, but dude, think about it. Think about the place that you live or what you drive or where you work or how much money you have, like all these different things that you work so hard to get. Like this is the one thing that determines all of those things, right? If you can't go and get this awesome ass job or career somewhere if you have bad credit. You can't go, what is that, a fly? Jeez. You can't go and get this big ass like $750,000 like mortgage or $1 million mortgage if you have bad credit. If you cannot go to the bank or the credit union right now and finance something for $200, then yeah, we're thinking incorrectly here. So when you send out the dispute, we're going to take this back now. When you send out your dispute, the only words that should be on this letter are going to be the one for why you're writing that letter, what you want them to do, and what you want the outcome to be. Now, there are two alternate sentences that can go in there, but they all support the what, the why, and the outcome. I'm sending this letter because I have inaccurate information. I would like for you to investigate and remove this inaccurate information. Send me a new credit report. Delete this. You didn't respond. These are the things that should be in that first paragraph. That is it. No 2 pages, no pursuant to, no my lawyer told me, no Congress states, no Cushman versus TransUnion, none of that stuff. No. If you're putting pursuant to section 609, you lost. And guess what? Those things are probably going to come back on your credit report. And I don't care if people don't want to hear this. I'm the one that gets results, and I'm sharing how to also get results, and that is what my job is, okay? So I'm not talking crap about anybody who uses that method. I'm just showing you and explaining to you and proving to you that the way that I do it is right. When you go and you dispute those accounts, Capital One, Barclays, Santander, American Express, medical collection 123, it should only say the company name, the account number, and the AGERO formula dispute reason. The action, justifier, reason, element, and outcome. Not in that order. It's actually action, justifier, element, reason, outcome. And your reason is going to be the facts. Delete this account for inaccuracy because the date last active report says date. That's it. Boom! Okay? You're going to send out only one dispute reason per letter. That's it. Every single week I see a new comment about I put all my eggs in one basket, I have nothing else to dispute, and I'm stuck. Well, that's because you should have only put one reason per that one account in that one letter, because you can never reuse a dispute reason unless the information has changed. If you want to learn more about that, I have the evolution line method webinar, and it is free. It shows you how to reuse dispute reasons when the information has changed so that you can stay at the top of the hierarchy. All right, so this 13 minutes that I've been doing this has been kind of a little bit of babble and rant, but it's stuff that you need to know because everyone else wants you to think that this is overnight, what I call get rich quick type of scheme, and it doesn't work like that. And it is my responsibility. I take this very, very seriously to provide this information to you so that you can move on and get your results, right? Never have to worry about disputing ever again because you did it the right way. So you see, you can't, anywhere else as far as I know, you can't get a second chance to make a first impression except for in America with your credit, okay? So it is our due process to be able to dispute inaccurate information and to use it. No, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't be, using laws, but you use them in violation and not to force the bureaus to remove things because it doesn't work like that. You can learn more about that on any of the other 800 videos that I have using the links in the description, such as scheduling a call with me at my740.com to see if I can do a credit sweep for you because there's no learning curve. I know what I'm doing. Or the brand new credit repair software. Guess what? If you process things for your clients or you want to have an organized way, do this yourself and actually get results, then use the link in the description of my previous video because I obviously didn't put it in the description because this is live. So I have all of these resources and tools so that you can move on with life. I have all of these resources and tools so that you can get your deletions. I have all of these resources and tools so that you do this yourself and so that you don't get scammed happening, so that you do use the right method, and so that you don't believe in these fairy tales, okay? There's no leprechaun at the end of that rainbow when it says that everybody should send out this one letter. It does not work like that. And the longer you dispute, the harder it is to get those deletions. Just think about it. Why would it be that the longer you dispute, the easier it gets? No, dude, it's harder. It's harder. And they're going to come back with more and more stall tactics and scare tactics, and it's going to be verified as accurate, and they're just eventually just not going to say anything to you. If you don't know how to deal with that, you're going to be stuck in this perpetual cycle of disputing incorrectly, don't know what to do, gonna say the wrong thing, gonna dispute online. No. With factual disputes, you always have something new to dispute, because we're taking that credit report, we're ripping it apart, and we know exactly what to say, when to say it, with whom to say it, right? And even like just everything else that goes into disputing, okay? So I also just did a free live workshop on how to deal with the bureaus when they verify as accurate. So if you just, number one, like this, 2, subscribe if you haven't done so, 3, hit the bell for notifications, and 4, go back to my channel and go through the past few videos or so. You're going to see that link to be able to go and check out that workshop. Now, it was free when it was live. It is not free anymore. That was the benefit of being there live with me, okay? So I think that is it, because we've been doing this for 16 minutes and 33 seconds, and I don't want to waste anyone's time, and I have other clients that I need to go process right now. All right, so on any of my other videos, because I turn off the chat when I am live, you can comment and let me know what it is you are struggling with, so that I can see if maybe I can create a video or send you a resource or anything else like that, because that is what I am here for. For example, one of the many things that have been asked recently by many subscribers has been, do I send copies of my credit report when I'm disputing with factual disputes? And guess what? The answer to that is yes. I use them exhibit A, exhibit B, exhibit C, so on and so forth. I'm not just saying that something is inaccurate. I'm not just using the facts from the credit report. I'm proving to them that they are the ones that's reporting this information inaccurately or falsely, and because of that, with my proof, they need to remove it. Okay, so there's a lot of different moving parts to this, and when you're able to put them all together, it'll finally result in a deletion or a correction that will be permanent. Now, yeah, you can use these other methods and tactics, but it's probably not going to be permanent, and we are looking for permanent results, right? We're not looking for a temporary suppression, which the bureaus tend to do. We're not looking for a 30-day deletion, which bureaus also do. These are things that even my 7-year-old and my 4-year-old can do, get deletions. Or even, hey, with the illegal identity theft credit sweep, right? Everybody can do that and get deletions. But the point here is, when we get a deletion, when we beat the bureaus, because this is a game of inches, right? It's not a game of miles, it's a game of inches, and we are continuously going forward, such as winning battles inside of a war, right? The battle of XYZ, but we won the war. We may have lost this, and this one. We won all of these. We ended up winning the war. So that is our prerogative. So when we get there, we're going to have permanent results, okay? So in the last 16 months, I've had 0 accounts reinserted for my clients. 0. Let me repeat that. Over the last more than a year, I have had 0 reinsertions of deleted negative information. Why? Because I'm using their information against them. Read the word coming in and remember, listen to it. I'm using their own information. Yes, I'm getting close and personal here, okay? We're using their information. If you don't know how to do that, you're not going to be able to get the result. So go back through my videos, go to my offers page, my free stuff, my downloads, my seminars, my courses, all that kind of stuff in the brand new software. Or like I said, have me do a credit sweep for you if I can, if I decide to actually offer my services, and you will be able to get results. These resources are here so that they can help you. But remember, no templates, no online disputes, no phone disputes, no illegal identity theft method, no fake Metro 2 challenges. You only should be using the information from the credit report. Send the copies of your credit report on there, use the facts, and eventually you will be able to get your results. You're not going to just wake up one day and get results like me, because it took me 12 years to get here, a PhD in finance and certification through many, many different places to do credit repair or whatever the way that I do. But that's because I do this professionally. And I started with my own credit report, 450 negative items deleted over the course of 2.5 months, and a bankruptcy on all 3 bureaus. That's what I removed from mine. I also went from a 398, 385, 398, and a 405 credit score to just under 800. Okay, so if I can do it for myself without knowing anything, then you can do this too. Okay, so first of all, thanks for the likes. Thanks for showing up. I will see you later. I'm going to stop rambling. It's been 20 minutes. And like I said, I need to get back to my clients and my kids because it's already like past 9 o'clock or whatever, right? So go to any of my other videos, post a comment, and let me know what you're struggling with. I will see if I can help. If you haven't done so already, smash the like so that you can let Google know to share this with other people who might actually need it, okay? And that's it. I may do another live session down here in my office, the other part of my office. But for right now, for tonight, that's it. I'll see you later. Bye.